General Hospital spoilers for the next 3 weeks, January 26th to February 13th, reveal that viewers will see Willow Kane's next move, while Maxie Jones wakes up to a Nathan West shocker. Rocco Falconeri will also face a sad setback. So let's talk about the storyline that'll heat up. The week of January 26th to 30 will bring a blizzard and create some tight spots as a result. It seems Charlotte Cassadine will vanish during the snowstorm and leave Valentine Cassadine worried as he leans on Carly Spencer. Lulu Spencer will panic as well and get some assistance from Nathan, but they may get trapped in close quarters as the blizzard worsens. That could lead to a kiss and some deep confessions. So stay tuned for updates on Nathan and Lulu's upcoming scenes. Tracy will stumble across someone unexpected when she pays a visit to Drew Kane's house to get the Quartermaine mementos back. Could Charlotte be there after her vehicle gets stuck in the snow? Or will it be someone else instead? Over with Jason Morgan, his determination will pay off when it comes to Britt Westbourne. After Jason steps up for Britt during the blizzard, he'll get stranded with her and push her to answer some difficult questions. Britt may confess enough to give Jason a better understanding of her awful situation. Jason and Britt may ultimately hit the sheets as they connect more deeply during this blizzard mayhem. Later, Rocco will face a sad setback of some sort. It turns out someone will hurt Rocco's feelings, so that could be about Britt pushing him away for his own good. Director Ross Cullum has made it clear that he means business, but Jason may help Britt outsmart him sooner or later. During the week of February 2nd to 6th, Willow will have to decide her next move. Alexis Davis is eager to get the green light on Danny Morgan seeing Scout Quartermaine, but will Willow allow it? It's possible Willow will use Scout to drive a hard bargain. We could certainly imagine Willow insisting Scout can only see Danny after her own reunion with Wiley Corinthos and Amelia Corinthos. Whatever the case, Willow has more manipulation in store and will continue to deliver shockers following Drew's stroke drama. Speaking of shockers, Maxie will face a big one after Kirsten Storms reprises the role during the week of February 9th to 13th. The February 12th episode will kick off Maxie's return to the screen, so her coma awakening is just around the corner. Maxie still doesn't know that Nathan is back from the dead, so GH fans will want to tune in for her reaction. Will Maxie believe Nathan is the real deal once evidence is presented to her? Will Maxie still have her doubts based on a gut feeling? Regardless, Maxie will have to catch up on everything she missed, though Nathan and Lulu may leave out the part about the flying sparks between them. As for Jen Sidwell, he'll want to make sure no one ever finds out he was responsible for Maxie's coma and this extended separation from her loved ones. General Hospital spoilers hint that Maxie Jones might reject Nathan West over bad vibes. Will a total freakout follow Maxie's coma awakening? Maxie's GH return air date is finally in sight, since we know she'll be back on screen starting February 12th. From there, Maxie will open her eyes and ultimately find out she's been in a coma for months. Maxie, thankfully, wasn't out of the picture for years like Lulu Spencer, but she'll still have a ton of information to catch up on. The most significant development will be Nathan coming back to life. Maxie may immediately insist that's not possible and assume this has to be some sort of trick. However, there's DNA proof and a fingerprint match to back up Nathan's claims, so Maxie will get updates on all that. Even so, Maxie may get bad vibes from Nathan and suspect something isn't right.
Everyone else in Port Charles seems convinced this is indeed Nathan, but Maxie may not be as certain of that, even with the evidence she's given. When Nathan first showed back up alive, Felicia Scorpio implied that the one person who could confirm Nathan's identity was in a coma. No one knows Nathan more intimately than Maxie, so it'll be a red flag if she immediately doesn't trust him. Plenty of questions still remain about Nathan's time away and his link to all the final César Faison project drama. Nathan claims he has no memory of his own missing years, but he may be keeping a few secrets. Of course, it's also possible Maxie's rejection of Nathan will be more about protecting her own heart. On some level, Maxie may not want to accept it's Nathan because grieving him was so hard. If Maxie ever had to go through that a second time, she might not be able to bear it. Maxie might shove Nathan away to make sure she never puts herself in a position where she could lose him all over again. Regardless, Maxie may reject Nathan when she first awakens, so that could lead to him leaning on Lulu even more. Maxie may shove Nathan right into Lulu's arms and complicate things as we enter the next phase of this storyline. General Hospital spoilers hint that Willow Kane could present a deal to the powers that be. Danny Morgan can see Scout Quartermain if she can see Wiley Corinthos and Amelia Corinthos. Willow isn't the sweet nurse she used to be. So let's unpack this possible storyline. General Hospital spoilers remind fans that Willow loves leveraging her power. After all, back when Michael Corinthos was in the hospital, almost getting burned alive after the penthouse fire, she used her medical decision-making authority over Carly Spencer and Sonny Corinthos to get her way. Willow does care about Scout. However, she isn't above using the child as a bargaining tool to see her own kids. While Scout needs her brother right now, especially since the siblings just lost their mom, Sam McCall, and now Scout's father, Drew Kane, is incapacitated, Willow won't bat an eyelash when she presents this proposal to either Jason Morgan, Alexis Davis, or Michael. One of the main reasons Michael has kept Willow from Wiley and Amelia is because of Drew's influence on the nurse. Michael hates the woman Willow's become since her romance with Drew. However, if he only knew just how dark she's turned, he'd fight even harder for full custody of the kids. With that said, as much as Michael loves his kids, he loves his cousin Danny and niece Scout. Everyone's heart hurts for what Scout's been through. And if Michael knows his kids will be safe in Willow's custody and far from Drew, then he may agree. Then again, as Michael believes that Willow was Daisy Gilmore Corinthos' stalker, will he budge? Scout is now surrounded by her grandmother Alexis, as well as Christina Corinthos Davis and Molly Lansing Davis, so she's getting support. Still, Scout shares no greater bond with anyone than Danny, so it's hard to say if Michael will comply with Willow's demands. General Hospital spoilers and updates tease in a preview from the ABC soap's showrunners, Valentine Cassadine's love for his daughter may be the death of him. Chris Van Etten and Elizabeth Corda said Charlotte Cassadine will go full Cassadine after a betrayal, which, if her father died as a result, she would do. But might his death be faked? Jen Sidwell wants to recruit Valentine, which means he'd be around Windermere much more often. Yet, he's not forecast to save Anna Devane. The same preview teases that it will be Anna's family and former in-laws, like the Scorpios, and her granddaughter Emma Scorpio Drake, who will be the ones to come to her rescue. Sidwell told this to his partner and possible boss, WSB director Ross Cullum, in a recent episode of GH. Considering even Jack Brennan was suspicious when Cullum told him that Anna disappeared, he could have been included in that rescue. But he's not. Also considering Britt Westbourne faked her death, and it's possible Nathan West did too, might it be the same with Valentine? Brennan might want Valentine dead, but Sidwell wouldn't, and maybe not Cullum either, if he's got as much information on Cesar Faison's final project as they think he does. Whatever the technology is, Brennan has said that the WSB wants it. But he seems clueless that Cullum's dirty, or at least that he's working with Sidwell. So, with Cullum and Sidwell wanting the information that Valentine has, and Brennan hunting him down, faking his death may be the only answer. Cullum knows that Brennan is focusing on Spoon Island in the search for Anna, and the last thing he needs is Brennan spotting him there, so it may be him and Sidwell who fake Valentine's death, not Valentine himself. He wouldn't because of Charlotte. It's entirely possible that Sidwell and Cullum disappear Valentine, and maybe even underneath Windermere, in a separate holding area from Anna. Since the tunnel into the living room has been closed off and Ava Jerome ratted him out to Jen's, they'll be watching for him. Valentine doesn't know Ava betrayed him, although you'd think he'd be more cautious. It may be up to Valentine to resurrect himself if Sidwell and Callum keep him captive, faking his death like they did Brit's to keep him under their thumb and working for them. But it's not the first time a Cassadine has faked their death and came back alive, although it will be the first time for Valentine to do so. General Hospital spoilers tease that Harrison Chase wants to adopt a baby with Brooklyn Quartermain after being demoted as a PCPD detective. What could go wrong? After broaching the subject with BLQ, she was wise to ask if adoption is a consolation prize at this point. He denied it, but let's be honest, Chase isn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. Let's take a deep dive into Chase's emotional state and how Widowmaker Willow Kane could bust up his delicate marriage. Chase's lost job. Chase was demoted from his PCPD detective job last week by acting PCPD Commissioner Dante Falconeri. Initially, he was scared he would be fired, but when given a career lifeline, Chase acted like a brat. He just can't see himself in a uniform again. Wah. He's taken no accountability for his rogue actions, taking PCPD intel and conducting a private investigation to prove Willow innocent of shooting Drew Kane. Chase is lucky to have a job, but we predict that feeling sorry for himself gets him into even more trouble via Willow. Are Chase and BLQ ready to adopt? After moaning about his demotion to BLQ, he proposed they start up the adoption process again. Being infinitely smarter than her hubby, she suggested he could be distracting himself from his professional woes by focusing on his personal life. He denied it, and it's this kind of myopathy that we predict sets himself up for Willow's wiles. Willow's wily charms. Chase stood by Willow, and as such, he will be a sympathetic ear as she whines about Drew being locked in. Never mind that it was her crazed syringe job that led to his stroke. She will milk Chase's sympathy. We predict that Willow makes a move on Chase, maybe to make herself feel better, or maybe just because she can. What happens as February sweeps comes along? Dopey Chase would definitely drown his sorrows in Willow's charms, given the chance. How soapylicious would it be if she gets pregnant, just as Chase and BLQ are looking for a bambino? Tell us, GH fans. Do you foresee Willow and Chase getting pregnant? Yes, it's true that he was told he has slow swimmers, but miracles do happen, just as medical mistakes happen. If it comes to that, do you approve of Chase and Willow fooling BLQ into adopting their baby? General Hospital spoilers reveal that hero Jason Morgan will save Britt Westbourne, so some passion will erupt during Blizzard confession time. Britt and Jason are about to share some extremely close moments, so let's discuss all the twists and turns ahead. The week of January 26th to 30 will begin with Jason making another attempt to question Britt. One minute, Britt was planning a second date with Jason, and the next, she was telling him to get lost. So he's wondering about the real reason for her total about-face. Britt will continue to act like she's had some epiphany about not being able to forgive Jason over the past, but he won't think that's true. The more Jason pushes for the real story, the more Britt will insist he needs to leave her alone. That's only going to convince Jason that Britt is in trouble, so he'll be determined to save her. Jason doesn't know about all the threats director Ross Cullum has been making, but he may assume she's indeed being threatened by someone. Jason will pull off a dramatic rescue on GH's January 29th episode, perhaps in more ways than one. A blizzard will leave Port Charles in turmoil, so that'll add to all the mayhem that Britt and Jason will be facing. However, Jason will step up as Britt's hero before they get stranded together. Britt won't be able to run from Jason's questions anymore, so this may force her to drop her guard and spill some news. General Hospital spoilers say Jason will put some clues together on January 30, so Britt may confess enough for him to have a realization or two. Jason may determine that his life's in jeopardy and that Rocco Falconeri has been threatened too. Britt might even say enough to make Jason realize there's some dirty WSB involvement in this shady project she's been forced into. Whatever the case, Britt will be touched when Jason once again refuses to give up on her. Jason has made it clear that he won't abandon Britt, so that's a promise he's going to keep. There'll be some tender moments as Jason touches Britt's face with lit candles around them.
It probably won't be long until the clothes come off, and the duo sizzles while the snowstorm continues outside. General Hospital spoilers hint that Nathan West and Lulu Spencer may kiss as a snowstorm hits. It looks like this duo may get stranded together and surrender to a smooch. So let's talk about what's in store. During the week of January 26th to 30, Lulu will send out an SOS. Nathan will be the one Lulu turns to for help in an emergency, so she may run into some trouble now that a blizzard's about to strike Port Charles. It seems Charlotte Cassadine may take this opportunity to run off again, so that could add to Lulu's stress as the snow keeps falling. Lulu may brave the elements to search for Charlotte and get stuck with Nathan in the process. Nathan and Lulu might end up having to bond in her car, or perhaps seek shelter somewhere nearby. Whatever the case, some bonding time is indeed on the way for Lulu and Nathan. As Nathan and Lulu wait for better weather, they'll get to know each other on a deeper level. Nathan will drop his guard with Lulu like never before, so the spark between them will grow stronger. GH spoilers for the January 29th episode point to two characters having their first kiss. Will it be Lulu and Nathan who wind up locking lips in the midst of all this? On January 30th, Lulu will make a big admission. It's easy to imagine Lulu confessing that she's wanted to do that for a while now, if she indeed kisses Nathan. Of course, regrets could quickly creep in once Nathan and Lulu start thinking about Maxie Jones. Maxie may be in a coma right now, but Nathan still loves her and hopes for a future with her. That said, Nathan may worry Maxie might never wake up and make a confession of his own about wanting that kiss with Lulu just as much as her.
However, it'll be a messy situation since Maxie is Lulu's BFF.
So Lulu will wrestle with what's in her heart and feel like she's betraying her bestie. General Hospital spoilers say Maxie will be back on screen starting February 12th. So stay tuned for updates on how that news will affect Lulu and Nathan. Subscribe